Hi and welcome to the channel. My name is Krista. I'm an interiors, architecture, real estate photographer, and I just love sharing what I do. That's what we're going to do today. I want to show you how I took a single shot of a home at Twilight. It was actually a shot that my agent sent me and turned it into this beautiful image that you see here. It was actually way easier than I thought. So let's walk through it. Now, originally, I'll say that the agent had asked me to do an edit where I take daylight shots and turn it into a twilight, and this is what I do. So you can see I took all the multiple exposures, and a lot of times I'll take one and make it super warm to kind of replicate those warm windows. But the issue with this was we were shooting at noon on this. You can't always choose what time you shoot real estate, and these shadows were driving me bonkers. And the reality is, in any twilight photo, you are not going to see shadows like that. So I got them just in case, but then the agent was like, well, why don't I come back at like 6 o'clock and take some photos of the house? You know, he was very clear. He's like, I am not a photographer, but I got a camera and I can shoot a raw file. And I was like, sure, try it. Let's see what we get. And so, believe it or not, he actually sent me this right here, this picture. And at first glance, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do anything with this. This is way too dark. I can't, no. But then I started looking at it, and it actually turned out to be the perfect shot to work with. And here's why. Number one, you know, we've got, let's see if we can zoom in here. Ooh. You see, we've got lots of clarity here. Super good detail we can see in the windows, and it's got that nice warm look. But what makes it absolutely perfect is that if you look up at the histogram, we have very few actual blacks. Okay, and that meant that being a raw file, we've got a lot of information to work with, and it's actually not too dark. Another thing that made this shot super perfect is that you can see the light reflections. So down here at the windows, you're always going to see light coming out of the windows, hitting the house in different places. And that's not something that you'll see during the daylight shots. So if we were to do an edit, we would have to recreate this. But with this photo here, we've already got the information of what it would actually look like. So let's go ahead and get started. Once I opened this up, the first thing I always do is just get that geometry right. It drives me bonkers. So we get those verticals or auto. I like auto better. That feels nicer. Okay. We come up to our light. I want to make sure our blacks are right at the edge. So if I hold Alt, I'm going to be able to see it just blacks, or it clears everything except for the ultimate black. So here I bring that down just a hair. I like to see a little bit of a black on there. All right, same thing with the whites. We see with the whites, but I just want to bring that up. And a lot of times this gives me some good contrast. Now for where the magic comes in. This is only going to work if you have a raw file and you have all the, extra data in there. But look at this, y'all. If I drag the shadows up, this gets us pretty dang close. All right, same thing. I'm going to adjust the highlights where I see necessary. I'm really not going to do too much with the highlights. Maybe just a touch of contrast. But what I'm looking for here is a good information along the house, something that looks natural. I'm not too worried about color. I mean, if you want to, you can come in and do an auto, which, honestly, that looks kind of good. We'll keep that. I'm okay with that. I don't really do anything else, at least not in this stage. Don't have anything with the effects. I'm not going to do anything, any kind of color. So once I kind of get that, the main things are just the blacks and the shadows, making sure that those are pulled up enough. Let's open it up into Photoshop. And now you'll see I've already got like the finished one pulled up. This is what I actually delivered to the client. Let's look at how we got there. Okay, number one. The first thing that I want to do is duplicate this just so I've always got that background layer to go back to if I want. I want to work on, actually, you know what I did? How I liked to do it was add that camera raw filter. So I'm pretty much going to create a couple more layers as if I had bracketed it. And that's really easy. I just copied the layer, edited in the camera raw filter, and I'm going to go up one. Okay, up that exposure one. So now I got light, I got dark. All right, so I'm gonna hide everything. There we go, that is black. And I'm just gonna brush in some of these areas where I see, I'm sorry, I'm using keyboard shortcuts. So I've got my brush and I've got a mask here, everything's blacked out. So make sure my color is white. Got my brush, my flow opacity is 100%, flow is 2% because you don't need to be seeing anything harsh there. So I'm gonna come in, and particularly everywhere I see these yellow casts coming, that's what we're gonna bring out. I want it to be very soft, very brief little clicks. And we got a lot of definition up here. See a little bit bouncing on the house. And there's a lot of a bit of this is like just the color of the bush, but it looks like there's light reflecting, and so a lot of times you will see light reflecting off of bushes. If I'm doing it a little too much, I'll come back in and kind of clean up that edge. I'm toggling back and forth between black and white by hitting X on my keyboard. You can see that. So X is revealing this bright layer, black is going to be hiding this black layer, or the bright layer. So let's just take a peek at what we got here. I mean, that already has added a bit of dimension. I see we need some more over here. Just some little taps. I'm gonna go ahead and just brighten this up completely. So we have this definition up in the trees. It's very faint, we don't need a lot, but just give us a little bit here. All right, and so one of the magic of Twilights is just how all the colors and all the lighting come to life. And so that's really, anything that I see that is bright, I'm just gonna brighten it up a little bit more. All right. Maybe just, went too big. Maybe just a hair right here. No, actually we lose definition when we do that. So maybe we just kind of brighten up a little bit around it. That could be a thing. Okay, so already the house itself is looking so much better. This is where we were. Here's where we're ending up. If there's anything you see at this point, go ahead and clean it up. So I still am seeing a lot of kind of halo around the bushes. I don't like that. Okay, but otherwise I'm not going to overwork this. Okay. Now the easy part, makes it magical. I flattened it just for the sake of it, but you don't have to flatten it before you do this. Go into sky replacement and pick out the sky that you want to use. It's under edit, sky replacement. I have the preview on. If you don't want it to take so long to show, you can turn the preview off. But what I loved about this particular sky is it just like circled around that tree and made it look amazing. What is cool about sky replacements is you can go back in and unlink these. You know, if you want to unlink them, you can move your sky around separate from the mask. So that's kind of cool. Sometimes I like to do that, just depending on the picture. Let's compare to what I ended up with. Yeah, this is looking pretty good here. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna just put that down into a group. Probably because of that. There we go. One. All right. So I'm gonna stamp it. Whoops. Stamp it. That's really creating a whole nother layer with this image, and that was, I'm on Windows, so I'll Shift Command Alt plus E. So a lot of keys there, but now we have a good E. I mean, wow. Now we have a good flat layer. We can come in and do some cropping. It drives me bonkers to lose the original ratio. That's just me. I'm gonna just center it up like that. We still have these trees up here. Now the biggest issue up here is a picture of his truck. That's not something that I expect an agent to really catch. So we've got this new layer. I don't really need to duplicate it. I can edit right on this. So I've tried using content aware, all that stuff, and you know, sometimes just a good old clone, manually cloning it out is what's best. And honestly, here's another secret. Since we have these layers, I'm just gonna make the grass continue on straight and then mask out the actual brick. There's nothing on the brick that we need to to change. So let's just make that truck disappear. And like I said, I'm not worried about the brick. We're gonna mask out this edge and fix it. And now as far as the bushes go, give me some natural looking bushes down here. Okay, and then give me the road. Boom. That's nothing that anybody except me and you will ever know existed. So lastly, let's get that mask done. I'm just going to use my line tool because these are generally straight. I do have it feathered a little bit. Sorry, my mouse is squeaky. Actually, I guess we need to go this way. I'm going to mask that. So now everything that was out of that is visible. We can crank this back up to 100 and that truck is gone. There's this little bit. I don't know what this is. Probably maybe like a flagpole. There. Now the mask is not visible. Try that corner right there. Okay. There. That looks good to me. Now, once you, I'm going to reveal that mask again just by holding shift. And there you go. There's our new edit. Like I said, this is what I delivered. It's only a little bit different. What I did do was take this into Lightroom, do any more like little shadow adjustments if I felt it was necessary. Another thing that I would do in Lightroom is denoise, because you look in, there's that denoise bit there, and I can pull it up, show you here's my final image that I delivered. You know, Lightroom did a fantastic job getting rid of that denoise. But the biggest things is just drop everything, get the black right on the edge, not too many blacks, but then increase the shadows. So that's what you got. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel because I hope to be doing a lot more of these, because I'm going to do a lot more of these. I will. And I just want to share information, share things I know. That's it. I do have some edit with me videos. I like to live stream my edits, so you can check those out. I've got a lot of videos that I'm going to be sharing of actual home tours that we're doing. It's really cool. So anyways, y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon.